Hello, we are live. So exciting. I'm Mandy from Sea Goddess Healing Arts, and on Thursday nights from now on, we're going to be doing readings, and different people from the Sea Goddesses will be coming on, different healers and readers to pull some cards, to have some talks, to share some tools, and we're so excited about that. So, if you have any questions, if you want a reading, if there's anything on your heart or mind and you'd like us to hold some space, let me know. Hop on. Hey, Sophia. So glad you're here. Lexi's going to be joining me too. Oh, and Glenda's here. All right. I'm so excited. This party's getting started. Um, Lexi's coming on too. She's going to be doing some readings and talking and all the good things. Hey, Julie. So happy you're here. Oh, this is so nice. I'm so glad you could make it too, Sophia. And this is cool. This is my first time anchoring from StreamYard, and I get all the live comments. So I love this. This is exciting. I hope you are all so well tonight. Actually, since we're going to be doing readings and since we're waiting for Lexi, I'm going to go ahead and just set a little sacred soul space for all of us. I feel like so many people could use it right now. Hey, Kate. Hey, Danielle. So glad you're here. Hey, Kara. Oh, this is so fantastic. So, hi. Oh, this is your first time here. I think it's Aaliyah. If I said that wrong, let me know. Type in how you want me to say it. But welcome. So glad you're here. So, one thing we like to do at Sea Goddess Healing Arts when we do readings or we set some soul space, even when we have our business meetings, we like to pray for a minute and we like to ground in and center our energies. And when I do readings, whether they're live and little ones like this or big long ones or just holding soul space, I like to really pray and set a boundary, set intentions, set our love. So if you'd like to join me in all of that, yay. All right, Aaliyah, I got it right. Yeah. Cool. So if you all want to just take a minute and take a couple breaths with me and allow yourselves to ground in. It's so rare we give ourselves these few moments of prayer and meditation each day that really do serve us. So this is one of my favorite things to do, and you can all do it in your own amazing style, whatever feels good at any point during your day. So if it feels comfortable and safe, close your eyes. Perhaps relax your shoulders. Maybe straighten your spine. Notice any areas of tension that might be in your body. Take a breath and send those tense places some love. And take another breath and allow those tense places to release deep, 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 deep into the earth. And take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Hold it and release. And in through your nose. Hold it and release. And last one, in through our nose. Hold it and release. Angels, archangels, spirit guides, helper beings of the highest good, our higher selves, ancestors, creator God, and sea goddess. Thank you so much for being with each and every one of us on this live or this replay. Thank you for surrounding us in white and blue light and protecting us. Thank you for passing along any messages, light codes, healing notes, or frequencies that need to be shared to us for the highest good. Most of all, thank you for helping us to walk our paths. Thank you for soothing us and guiding us and helping us all to create supportive, sacred space with one another tonight. And so it is. Amen. Aho. And take a breath. And come on back in. Awesome. Oh, hi, Felicia. Sending you so much love. We at Sea Goddess Healing Arts only allow people to come to us for readings. So we will never go after anybody or target anybody and say you need a reading from me or come to me or anything like that. So thanks for stopping by, Felicia. Got to send you on out now, but we appreciate you learning lessons. And I've got all crystals power now, so I know what to do here. Excellent. Oh, Glenda, I'm so glad you loved that. I'm so glad you enjoyed that. Welcome. So, if anyone would like, there's Jessie May joining in spirit. Awesome. Yay. And Lexi will be on soon. Bye, Felicia. Legit, right? I did not even think of saying that, Julie. Um, Glenda said, my favorite part of Mandy time is grounding in. Oh, that's so nice. I'm so glad you said that. I'm going to be doing a lot of tapping videos and meditations, and a lot of cool things are going to be coming out for people to use at home on YouTube whenever feels good for them. So thank you for saying that, because that helps me to make sure I get that done and gives me confirmation that it's something that's wanted and needed. So thank you. Julie raised her hand for a card, so maybe we'll get this party started. And Aaliyah started laughing. Oh, I'm so glad you are all here. Julie, let's see. Feeling some Work Your Light. This deck is Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light. She's one of our favorite teachers. I've certainly learned and grown so much from her. If you're a healer, teacher, empath, think you might be, light worker, all that good stuff. Her first book is called Work Your Light. And it's amazing for learning how to tap into some of your own gifts, for starting to do some shadow work and clear wounding and step more into your own confidence. So I always recommend that. And then all of her other books are amazing after that, which I talk about all the time. So anywho, let's get started. So for Julie, what does Julie need to know most? Beautiful. Okay, so I pulled you 3 cards. The first one is the Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. The ancestors stand beside you. Julie, you are so connected. Oh, you just bought this deck. Heck yes. Awesome. Good. Well, I encourage you to read the meanings of these cards after this too, because Rebecca Campbell's words are so potent, and they always come with a soul inquiry or an activation or something cool like that. So definitely read these after. But the Keepers of the Earth, the angels want you to know, like, you are so not alone. In fact, actually, they're showing you really do and have been trying to connect with your ancestors actively, your angels and your guides and your earth spirits. Very connected to earth. And it's one of your biggest medicines. And not only that, you just being out there helps the earth and helps to recalibrate it. We are all walking crystals, and you certainly have such an earthly mission. So know that that's one of your energies that help heal and ground you, and know that they hear you and they're loving the relationships that you're building, and they're giggling because they're going to be sending you another sign soon. You also got Break the Chain, ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. Part of the reason your ancestors and the Keepers of the Earth are standing with you is because you really are doing some work to release some shit. And as you're doing that, it's not always fun or easy, but it's there to help empower you. And when we release traumas, dramas, things that have imprinted like our family lineage, beliefs, ways of being, it's said to clear 7 generations before you and 7 generations after you. So you truly are a walking ancestor, each and every one of us, when we do this sacred work. And then they also say the Mintaka, if you feel like it's been a little hard and you're longing from home, the Mintakan is one of the original planets. It's said to be an all water-based planet that many of us earthlings and light workers incarnated on. And they say that sometimes some of us, our first incarnations here on earth, were from water, from this planet. And that for many of us, we never fully feel at home, no matter how many people we love, no matter how wonderful things are going in our lives. There's always this little bit of a longing, and it's because we are so connected to heaven and to other planets. And just know that if that's coming up for you, you can look up at the stars, you can ground in, and you can just say, you know, I am at home right now in my vessel, and I know that I'm connected through all planes and dimensions to my higher self, and it'll help to support you. And just know if that's coming in for you, it's okay to give your heart some extra love at this time, and know that you have been on this journey for a long, long time, and we're glad you're here right now. So I hope that supports you. Hey, Ursula, so glad you're here. I do need to check and see if Lexi's in here. I don't think so, not yet, but she's coming. She'll be here. She will be here. She always is. Jessie said sisterhood stuff for sure here. Julie said some hearts and some prayer hands. And Glenda said, seems March is coming in with a bang. I feel I'm on full speed ahead lately with an upside down face. Yeah, I feel that. March is coming in with a bang and it's fast. And Ursula, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Saturn who's like showing up and making a big appearance right now and making us all feel like we're going to the principal's office a little bit and like making us be in check or in alignment with the things that we're supposed to be accountable for that maybe we aren't. And maybe it's helping us to go a little deeper or take a little look at, responsibilities that maybe we committed to that we're not giving all of our attention to, or taking inventory and seeing what needs to be released and what can be added in. Oh, you are so, so welcome, Julie. I'm so glad that supported you. Oh, and it looks like we got Lexi backstage. I'm gonna let her in. Add to stream. Lexi's added to the stream. Yeah. What's up? There she is. No one cares. I care. Ursula said, got it. We got confirmation. Yep. Big shifts with Saturn and Pluto. So that's what's going on right now. And it's really like, it's not all love and light, as you guys know, when you're walking the walk. So Lexi, we're doing some readings, and I was talking about, Glenda made a comment. She said that there was a lot of big things going on, and March seemed to be coming in with a bang, and she's full speed ahead lately. And we were just talking about all that Saturn energy and what it's doing and all the stuff. So welcome, Lexi. I'm so glad and grateful you're here. How you doing?
Oh, thank you. I am so glad I made it because it was like wrestling tonight, and then the mad rush just stuffed my face and like get kids organized, and this has been like calling at my heartstrings for so long now. So like this space is like it's needed for the exact reason of what we're going through, this transitional period. So much is shifting for people, and it can feel so scary, but like when you allow these like tools and guides to come in and help, right, help be of service and help guide us and like communicate with our spirit guides, our higher self, like how potent and powerful it can really make these times. We can really shift it from being a struggle to being something that helps us step into the best timeline for ourselves, right? This is like some quantum jumping we get to essentially do, and we can make happen during this time. So I'm so excited.
I think that's a big thing a lot of us came here for. And I think even though it is hard and it is a lot of different energies and stuff, I think we're all capable of it. And that's why we're all like chasing it just a little bit and trying to figure that out. I did miss a couple comments earlier. I'm just going back up to check it out, and we had a little troll we had to get rid of. And I noticed that Sophia said, I have some major sisterhood stuff coming up. I noticed a lot of bullying on social between women, being called out on social platforms, and it's been healing for me since I didn't get to do that with my situation. Wondering if you have all noticed anything. Jessie May said sisterhood stuff for sure. And what do you think, Lex?
Oh, totally. I really feel like what we are seeing is a lot of trigger work happening for all of us, and it comes out in different ways, right? So whether we're being triggered by somebody else's actions or their actions are coming from a place of them dealing with their own triggers, this is all arising right now because we are meant to be going within and doing this work. This is the season that we are in. And we are meant to live within these seasons, right? Our body goes through this ebb and flow with earth. And so we're meant to, be triggered. We're meant to kind of like address these issues. Now, the thing is now not everybody faces it with the knowledge that it's a trigger and it's there for a lesson. So sometimes people come at it with more of an ego or a more of a defense mechanism. And then there's the ones that are actively working on their healing that are, recognizing, okay, now these are triggers. Now these are triggers for me to dive into. This is not happening to me, but for me. And this is arising for me at this time because this is the right time for it to arise. And it's because this is what I need to work on right now. So thank you. So I see it across the board everywhere. I'm seeing relationships fall apart. I'm seeing relationships, whether it be with somebody else or your sisterhood, your family, just those dynamics of realizing. I think it's more of us becoming aware of our own energy and where our energy leaks are, right? So we can love somebody, but they can also be a serious energy vampire or leak It can be a family member and an energy vampire. And that's stuff that we've kind of been conditioned for many years to just brush off it's family or it's a friend. That's just how they are. But no, we're starting to come into that knowledge of we need to protect our energy and be aware of who we surround ourselves with and aware of where our energy zapped and depleted. So I think it's all happening for us right now in divine timing, with the fact that we should be allowing things to shed, allow things to shed and fall away that are no longer serving us. And I feel like so many of us hang on to things instead of seeing it for the season that it was. We want to hang on to that good feeling, that good relationship, that good time. It was a really great relationship during this period, but then it got a little toxic, or now it's just we're growing apart. It doesn't always have to be something negative and toxic. It could just be, hey, now our paths are going down these separate ways. So there's so many lessons here.
And that's hard. We're used to being attached, as humans in general, and being aware, especially as you're going through, and like being aware that we always say triggers are opportunities to heal. It takes a while to like know that consciously and then like figure that out. And then when you're being triggered and stuff, be like, oh, wait a minute, trigger, what's up? And sometimes it's because sacred boundaries are being crossed and you should be triggered. If you're being punched in the face, that's not okay. If you see a puppy being kicked on the street or child be like not okay, you should be triggered. Like there's sacred anger. But we all know the ego things and the competition and the jealousy and things like that come up, particularly with the sister wound. And what those are mirrors back into ourselves. And I just so believe in soul family so much and soul sisters. And even if, you were besties for 6 months and then some blowout happened or something, like you were still meant to be a part of each other's sacred paths. And you're still meant to help hold space for one another in whatever way that is. And it doesn't mean you even have to be besties again or anything like that. Maybe you will. I know so many relationships that ebb and flow and go away for a while and come back. And I think that's part of starting to subscribe to the fact that like, we are all one, even though we're alone and we're on these separate, amazing, different journeys. Like we are all here in order to experience the separation. And the only relationship you have is the one with yourself your whole entire life. And even all the other ones, as amazing as they are, you can only get so close and you can only get into other people's consciousness so much. And sometimes when we're upgrading and ascending and becoming more aware, more conscious, we need a little more alone time. We don't need as many opinions, or when someone in our close circle is really kind of, down on something or negative with something, it can impact us. And it's important to have healthy boundaries. And it's important to realize when you're that person, like we've all been there. And so it's important to be like, oh, wait a minute, like I'm kind of being a little toxic here. Let me go transmute my shit. What do I got to do? Do I need to journal? Do I need to go for a run? Do I need to meditate? Do I need to call my therapist? Like, what can I do? And on that note too, it's so important to also be aware of like emotional dumping. Like a lot of times we just call people up, especially in the sisterhood wounds, and blah, 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 this is happening. And like, and we don't always say like, hey, are you in a good space for me to like share some stuff with you? And like just that little healthy communication can create such change, and it can help so many things, especially when it comes to all the sisterhood stuff, Sophia. So I'm glad you brought that up. And it's not fun or easy, but at the same time, we all signed up for it. We're all going through it in our own little chapters and nooks of the world and in different ways.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not easy, but I feel like it gets easier, right? And I feel like sometimes, I know for myself, I'll see challenges arise, right? But in different ways, but like similar. And I'd be like, didn't I do this work? Like, didn't I complete this? I thought I did this. And then it's like, no, it's another opportunity to show up in that new version, that higher version of you that's more soul aligned. So now I look at it as an opportunity to kind of flex that muscle and test what I've learned so far and challenge myself to look at it in different ways. Like, and always digging for that lesson. So Julie made a comment about, she asked how to deal with those triggers, question mark. And I love this question because I feel like this is one of the reasons why I began working with Mandy, 4 years ago now, right? I think one of the main reasons I started working with Mandy was because of being so overly triggered and not even being aware that I was overly triggered and what was triggering me and how, the things played out. And so after like 4 years of working with Mandy on this, for me, what I have found and what I kind of now preach is that practicing of the pause, like that first recognizing, oh crap, this is a trigger. And like, okay, practicing that pause, giving myself that time to just breathe and allow that wave, because a lot of times when a trigger gets hit, there this wave of emotion comes with it, right? And that wave, just like a wave in the ocean, will come and like knock you over or take your breath away. These waves of emotion can take our breath away too. So we take that minute to pause, allow that wave, the emotion, acknowledge it for what it is. And just to kind of just ground ourselves again, right? Because when we ground ourselves, that's potent for our ions. And when we're feeling really negative and we get triggered, then we get stuck in that negative cycle where we kind of spiral out of control. So that ability to ground and practice that pause to really help you kind of, okay, navigate this heavy emotion, this challenging trigger, right? And then facing it head on. What is this? And asking yourself, what is this triggering with inside of me? What am I feeling? Just even starting with the basics, what do I feel in this trigger? What is allowing whatever memories? A lot of the times it's triggered to shit that's happened to us in the past. Things that we've like thought we've moved on from, or we didn't even realize affected us and have stored in us and caused this to become a trigger. So a lot of the times I feel like it's, where do we talk about following that next breadcrumb, right? Following the breadcrumb to the root cause. So it's like kind of digging, like allowing those triggers to be like that kind of that invitation in to face and get to the root cause of something that is arising within you in a negative way. And it's not easy. It's a dance. It takes, there's like no right or wrong way, I feel like. And it's the awareness aspect of it. As soon as you start, like, that's the word you start. Just start bringing your awareness to it, right, Mandy? What are your
Yes,
thoughts?
ma'am. That's the hardest part. And the first part is being aware, and then allowing yourself to create the space in your own brain and body to practice that pause. And then consciously choose, how do I want to actually respond to this, or how do I want to react? And our reactions are always something that's going on within us. It's a reflection of our inner energy or inner world. And it's the difference between when you're driving down the street and someone cuts you off one day and you're like, fuck you, like this, ugh, and then you're driving down one day and you're like, oh, weird, that guy cut me off, maybe I'm being protected. Like, the reason you have those different perspectives, energies, mood, is according to whatever emotional storm is happening within you, and that's how we react to the outside world and what's going on. So excuse me, the first thing to do, I think, is to practice that pause, become mindful, and take inventory. Then sit with the emotion. What is the reaction or the response? What's rising in you? And then see how you need to treat it. Like, are you feeling upset or shamed or guilty? Is your inner child having a really hard time? Are you wanting to cry? Like, what's happening? Do you need to take a minute and take a few breaths and cry a few tears? I can't tell you how many times I've let myself cry hard for 3 minutes and I feel great. And the days that I don't let myself cry hard, or I hold it in, it lasts for like 2 or 3 days. It's this whole big thing. And I'm like, why didn't I just cry it out yesterday? Excuse me. And so we have these opportunities to transmute. And then if you're angry, you can hit something, you can journal. Like, I love ego journals. Like, Karen was such a bitch today, this happened. And then you burn it after and you release it all. And these are ways we can start to transmute it and be aware of our triggers. For anxiety, I love the finger hold technique. You hold each finger for 30 seconds or more. And after 3 to 5 minutes, your entire system will be reset. Your chakras, meridians, energy, your nervous system, a little bit of your consciousness. It helps to interrupt your subconsciousness if that's causing the triggers. And then also attitude of gratitude, taking 3 deep breaths, going over 10 things you're grateful for, helps the world shift and change so much. Like, you can be driving, you can be like whatever it is, and you can be angry or upset or hurt. And you're like, all right, well, I'm going to go over my gratitudes. I'm grateful I have some water to drink. I'm grateful I have a family. You kind of go through the basic things you kind of take for granted at first. And then all of a sudden you get down to number 5 and you're like, oh, well, this song I really love came on and it lifted my spirits, and my dog did this really cute thing. And actually, I am really lucky because I have this, this, and that. And by the time you get to number 10, your perspective starts to shift, and you neurologically interrupt whatever was causing that anxiety. You flush your meridians, your chakras, you help everything flow back into balance, and then you can respond from a more neutral point. And it really does help, because gratitude is one of the higher vibrational feelings we can feel. And when we're in any sense of overwhelm, whether it's grief, shame, anxiety, fear, we get overloaded. So I hope that helps a little bit. And I also wanted to shout out to a couple comments too. Emily said, I love all these labs, y'all. Keep rocking it. Ursula said, in like a lion. Lexi said she needed it. Yes, hearts. Sophia said, anyone else getting swallowed up in the Selena Gomez and Haley Bieber drama, or is it just me? I saw something about him canceling his tour, and that's all I know. I'm out of the loop. I didn't even know there was drums. What about you, Lex?
Oh, I have been challenging myself to stay out of celebrity stuff and not even watch movies. I've had
Okay.
so I have not a clue what's going on, but not a clue. Not a clue.
Not a clue. Sending love to all, always. Ursula said,
Ah,
survive to thrive. Huh?
yeah. I send love to the situation because I feel bad because these poor ladies are going through something in front of so many people. So it just opens them up to so many, like, people just nitpicking. Like, how awful. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I feel so awful. Everyone wants to put their 2 cents in and they're just going through sisterhood shit too. You
Oh,
know?
God. Yeah. I just can't even imagine how much like energetically that would take having your name out all the time, like your energy out of like, I don't know.
Some other people that, I know like their fans are going after the other ones. I'm like, that's intense. Like, that's like, it's like a mob, It's just so not. I feel so bad.
A weird distraction faux show. Leah said, well said. Glenda said, I haven't. In my state, everyone chatting about the verdict of a murder case.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Oh, sending love to that too. Julie said, oh my God, Lexi, thank you so much for helping me understand what's been happening with triggers. I call those leeches for stealing my joy.
Me too.
And Glenda said, I agree with Lexi. Triggers are happening for sure and causing me to be present in the moment and see what lessons are going on. And so then that's when Julie asked about how to deal with those triggers. And then she said, amen, Mandy. And Sophia said, it's so nice being aware of the moment of when I'm being toxic. I'm grateful to have gone through all the things to have this shift, to have this gift. That is a cool, right? When you can be like really mindful of that. And then Glenda also said, I agree, Mandy. I use that phrase, hold up, let me go transmute my shit first. And I love that.
I love.
Oh, that's so cool. And then Leah said, that's it. And Sophia said, question on psychic moments. I see. I'm going back up. Oh, I got to troll it out of black real quick. Thank you so much, Rose Williams Rose, for popping on in. But we do not take trolls soliciting, asking people for readings. If you want a reading, come to us. Like we will email you back. We will talk to you, but you have to be the first one to reach out to us. So had to get rid of that. And then we're going to go back to Sophia. Question on psychic moments. I
Mm-hmm.
see moments before they happen, or I get songs in my head or sayings that come up in a few minutes from me thinking about it. What is the purpose of that? It's cool, but I'm thinking, why is it important for me to see that my husband's going into Subway before see my husband go to Subway before it happened? Laugh out loud. What do you think, Lex? And then I can certainly chime in.
I'm dying to respond to this because I love this question. I think it's happening to you right now to get your attention, to get you to realize, hey, you have some gifts and we want you to start like working on these, right? Because technically we can all tap into these gifts, right? Mediumship, psychic work. They're muscles that we have to fine tune. We're like a radio station, and these are just different frequencies that we can tune into. So some are stronger for others. And I feel like in this situation for you, what I'm showing is it's more like trying to get your attention on like, hey, you can do this. And now it's like giving you that little breadcrumb to follow, right? To lead you to where, your higher self and your guides want the direction they kind of, trying to urge you, hey, planting these seeds, you can do this. You can do this, dig in more. So I take it as an invitation from spirit and your higher self to dig in more with this. Why is this happening? Like, what is this gift for? How can you use this, to better yourself, your life? There's gifts here for you. So I see it as spirit wanting to connect and invite in, that exercising of your gifts and your talents. So I really see it as a seed that is being planted, trying to get your attention. So what do you think, Mandy? How do you feel?
Similar, and just like, hey, you're doing the work. You're here. You're in tune, sister. And so I think some of that just comes in just because it's part of our intuition. It's part of who we are. When we strengthen that sense, we get a little bit of a preview to what's going on in the timelines a lot. That happens for me all the time, and I get deja vu all the time. And sometimes it can be helpful for if a dangerous situation comes up. Like, it really is sharpening your intuition. So, like, if you see a train's going to fly by in a sec, then 3 minutes, 3 seconds later, you're not going to cross the train track or whatever it is. So it does come in for protection as well, and just to strengthen your skills. So I always just say, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I always say that which I need to know will be revealed. So there is something about it that you're meant to know. And they're showing for you right now in particular, a lot of it is just training ground and confirmation and opportunity to believe.
Yeah. Yes. And it's like,
Awesome.
that awakening of that divinity within yourself, that, hey, you are amazing and you are this divine light being and you are multidimensional and there is so much more to you than this human form, and like there's so much. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see
Right? Andrea said, hi, Andrea. She said, I love the anxiety technique, going to share with my daughter. Awesome. Yeah, those things help so much. Aaliyah said she saw in the headlines, but she doesn't dive in. And Emily said, yes, Lexi, seeing public drama triggers stuff and big fear of attention. And Jessie May sent some hearts, and we blocked this person. And then Tammy, hi, Tammy. I saw you popped on earlier and there was your name, but there wasn't a comment. She said, any suggestions on regaining energy? I have been so tired in the last month.
Yeah, I have some suggestions. Do you, Mandy?
Go ahead, start.
Fill that cup up. Self-care, self-love, love yourself. I feel like a lot of us have been feeling really tired, and that's because we're meant to actually be like hibernating, like resting during this time of year and not exhilarating. We're working against the flow of this season when we try to do too much this time of year, and then our body gets sick. Something happens to sit us down and to make us get that rest. And then we don't really get it because we're still pushing through the mess, trying to fight to get better and be active, when really sometimes we need to submit and get good rest, because we're not resting if we feel guilty for that rest. We're not resting if there's, we're elsewhere and not being present in just that moment of, okay, it's my time to sleep, refuel my cup. So I feel like really things that will fill your soul, light your soul up, that gets your light shining and fills your cup up. So whether that's like a good cup of tea and a book, getting outside in nature, doing something for you that, that life force energy within you needs to be lit up. And a lot of times I feel like we feel exhausted and fatigued when there's not enough helping that light force energy keep going, and there's too much draining for it. So I also really, somebody who just went to acupuncture today, if you have an opportunity for some acupuncture, wow, just totally, it was amazing. So
I supported you. I love it. Tammy, I'm also just going to pull you a card. And I do think they're just showing that it is important too to just don't say yes when you really mean no. Have some healthy boundaries. If you're giving out too much energy, bring it back. And if you can, allow yourself to have a lot of quiet time, like Lexi was talking about, and see where and what might be draining you. And if you can just drink a lot of water, eat some healthier, simple foods, and try to calm your nervous system, it's going to help a lot. And then I pulled you a card, and it's Jesus. So, great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. So, a lot of things are coming up for you at this time. Some sacred things are happening. It's important for you to tune into your soul and your spirit and to trust and to really allow yourself to learn from the different things that are coming up. They're showing active dreams, they're showing certain signs coming your way, and mostly just like a faith and a heartbeat. And especially as you're feeling your energy draining, do what you can to rely on spirit. And Jesus is a great, amazing guide. You can call on any of your angels or guides, and they will be there for you. So I hope it helps, and know that you are held, you are loved, and that you will learn from this experience. Yay. Okay. Aaliyah said she's also getting, she said, I get these also and in dreams. Sophia said, I'm loving the breadcrumbs and I'm so grateful for the seeds. And Glenda said, deja vu moments are a favorite, like little moments where I'm right where I need to be. Oh, aren't those the best? Andrea said, what if you don't understand your guides want you to leap? Oh, that's a good question. Do you want to start, Lex? You want me to go? I think you're on mute, but that's okay.
Yeah, I want to hear what you say first. That's so funny because I did not touch anything mute, so Spirit wants me to be muted and for you to speak.
All right then. Andrea said, so what if you don't understand where your guides want you to leap? So for me, I think the best thing to do, Rebecca Campbell, we were pulling her deck earlier. She's got a great prayer that says, please lead me, please show me the way. I like to say from Louise Hay all the time, that which I need to know will be revealed. And what it is also is an opportunity to step back, to be and just observe and say, I guess I'm exactly where I need to be right now. That which I know will be revealed. And as soon as my guides are ready, they will show me exactly where I need to lead. And what'll happen too is you'll feel it. You'll get a little nudge in your soul. Maybe you're at your solar plexus in your gut or in your heart, and it'll pull you forward towards something, and something will reveal and show up for you. So just know that it's just important to have a little patience, have a little trust, and if you're not understanding it yet, it's just because you're not supposed to. I really do believe that. I've had that happen with myself so many times, and when I do get it or something clicks or I see the sign or I'm like, oh, this is the way, it's because I've been patient, I've waited, and then it's revealed in a really interesting and different way. So I hope that helps a little bit. Glenda said she finds herself, she said, I find myself being thankful for the delays. That is always nice, right? Um, and Sophia said, thank you. Yeah, deja vu. Sophia said, yeah, thank you, deja vu, and very interesting dreams. Love that this group relates. Totally. Hi, Andrea. Andrea said, hey, ladies. Glenda said, yes, dreams have been exhausting. Divine intuitive reading. Thanks for popping on. I'm going to pop you off because we don't do unsolicited readings here. If somebody wants a reading, you can come to us and ask us. Sophia said, reflexology is so interesting. I see a picture of all the organs tied to the soles of our feet, and I think that's so cool. Lex, have you studied reflexology yet? Lexi loves the body and all the points and all the things. And she just got acupuncture, she said.
I geek over this. This is where I geek out and I get so excited because it's taken me years to see how all of these layers, reflexology, acupuncture, our energy bodies, our chakras, our auras, how all of these layers come together to weave this intricate web that we are. And it's absolutely every time I get acupuncture, my mind is blown. I get so excited about it because my mind is always so blown when she can put an acupuncture needle in my leg and I can feel something release in my neck or my shoulder. And so it's one of those things where the the meridians and how our body works, these energy channels that flow throughout our body, right? That help these electrical circuits for firing of our nerves, our immune system, all these different working organs, how it all works together. And we overlook this subtle energy body. We overlook these energy channels, right? And it's miraculous what they can do. And your hands too are another place where, you know, a lot of the body parts in your ear, even your ear, like there was today she focused a lot on my ear. She did all these spots in my ear that were for, I mean, we covered like 5 6 different things just with the spots in my ear. And that's, you know, we here at Sea Goddess talk about the vagus nerve and how to reset it. And there's these points, you know, you got your hand squeeze, you can rub your ears to help reset these energy points, and they can have the effect all over your body, which is incredible. There's points I love what I use on my kids when they're sick. Reflexology, the fact that while my child is sleeping and they're stuffy, I can sit there and do a gentle massage that doesn't make them mad. They're not spitting up medicine everywhere or screaming. I can gently massage their feet and literally watch and listen for their congestion to release and help them, you know, sleep better. It's like, this is why is this not common knowledge, right? Why is this not the basics we're taught along with ABCs and 1 2 3s? Are you on mute? Or is that just me?
Yeah, I'm on mute. I was talking shit. I was like, because it's free. That's why. Like, because this sacred, amazing knowledge that we are meant to have to heal ourselves, if it can't be monetized in our current society, it gets the shoo away. However, what we realize is that it actually works and that it's actually there for us to help heal us. And there are incredible reflexologists out there to help you on your path and teach you. Lee is laughing and she said she loves reflexology. She said, I love reflexology. Yes. And Glenda said, yes, dreams have been exhausting lately. And Tammy said that she loves that. Thank you. And I've been dreaming like crazy. Do you have anything going on in the dream world, Lex? I know Ursula this morning. I picked her up at like 8:30 for a business meeting we had. And she said she was having wild dreams. I've been sleeping hard. Oh, but I did have a new client who I've never met, email me the other day. My number is 31. It's like my favorite number. And like, unless you know me or my emails or passwords or all that, then it goes with me. And she was like, hi, I scheduled a reading with you because I woke up hearing your name in my dreams at 3:31 a.m. So that was really cool. So I know I've been dream hopping, and a lot of times when I'm dream hopping around, I don't remember my dreams. Ursula said so vivid. So she has been having a bunch coming in. Go ahead.
My dream incident this week. So vivid dream. We want to talk about vivid dreams, right? And like dreams being intense. So this is just to me hilarious because I was having this great dream the other morning. Beautiful dream. I was so in this dream I could smell the salt.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I could feel like the warmth. I was floating in this tropical little pond pool at the bottom of this beautiful waterfall, just relaxing, listening to this waterfall flow, and these palm trees were swaying. It was so beautiful, and it was just like, oh, it was real. I was like, I love this dream. This is beautiful. I was like aware that I was in a dream, and all of a sudden we woke up and that waterfall noise was in my house still. And I was like, wait a minute. I know I'm awake. I know I'm not still in this dream. Well, we had a pipe that ended up kind of bursting, and we had a waterfall right in our own house. So then I went to the wondering, okay, so was this dream triggered by the waterfall in the house? Like, how did this play out like this? But at least I was laughing the whole time I was cleaning up the mess. So I was like, thank you for that dream, for helping me have a better outlook on this waterfall situation in the house. Oh my God, it was so unreal. I was like, that was such a good dream. And I did not let that inside waterfall ruin it. I just held on to
See, you chose to respond and not let it traumatize you. And you did that mindful work in the moment. And yeah, that's like, that's shitty. Waking up to that. But thank you for handling it like a trooper. Also, I saw that Andrea said, am I right in thinking that I'm here to help others heal from trauma?
100%.
I think so. Healers, I believe, my favorite definition of it is a healer is someone who triggers within you the ability to heal yourself. And a lot of people who are called to being healers, a lot of teachers and shamans and guides and so many people encourage that if you're a healer, it's because you went through your own trauma and drama and you learned how to heal it, how to manage it, how to make it work for you. And then it's about going out and holding space for others and helping them figure out how to heal it and manage it and help it work for them. And it's this really cool energy and holding space thing that happens. And I absolutely think that you are one of those people and you deserve to see, what might come of it. And in the meantime, just hold the space and trust. What are you going to say, Lex?
Oh, totally. And it was so funny because I just had to check because I had a card jump out I was pulling a card earlier for Andrea.
Oh, cool.
And Andrea too. So I was like, wait a minute, this card feels like is it for both the Andreas? But the Empress. So yes, I take this as a high yes on this because the fruits of your labor, the fruits of your work, your experiences in your life. And so I feel like it's more so needing the validation. Am I right on this? Right? Like, is this really, because sometimes it feels too good to be true, or sometimes you question because it feels so good. Is this right? Right? Because like we've almost been like taught for so long that like you got to follow this, and it's got to be uncomfortable, it's got to be, so it feels almost like we're going against the grain to believe that is this right, and I feel like it is so right, and that, and to go with that gut, because look at that, you're fruitful, full of abundance, and abundance will come in that, will come for you. So, and this goes for both Andreas, so just the other.
I love that for both the Andreas. And also too, remember, like when you're being called to be a healer or a great teacher, you really do have to heal your own shit. Triggers are going to come up. You have to realize like where you're too firm in your thinking, where you got to release things, bend, flex. You got to realize what patterns, what things like come out of you that were learned from our parents, that were programmed into. And the more you walk that path, the more you get reflected back, and the gentler and softer you become. And it's humbling. It's a humbling experience to walk the path of the healer, and it's a big stripping in the ego. And it's also, I wouldn't trade it for a million years. So it's a very sacred path, but know that it's going to come with some intense work, and I'm glad you're doing it, sister. Also, Aaliyah said, I agree, Glenda, trying to get some more familiar with this. Julie said, you girls rock. Thank you so much for your wisdom and sharing your gifts. Much appreciated. We love it. Right? Glenda said, oh, snap, Sophia. That sounds like a Glenda dream. Oh, did I miss it? Oh, here we go. I did miss that. Oh, and also Glenda said, palmistry is something I find fascinating, like a map. You want to say something about that real quick, and then we'll go to Sophia's comment?
Just like our feet, it's like a birth chart in the palm of our hand almost. And another really good one is reading your tea leaves, having the chance, dive into that. If you guys like that, you can do your own tea leaf reading at home or start practicing doing it. It's so easy to do. There's some great YouTube videos. And it's so much fun. And it's like, I always see it linked too. Do you know what I mean? I'll see it linked to my palmistry. So I always connect the two and feel like, oh, it works. I'd love to hear feedback if you give it a try.
It works. And so Sophia said, I had a random lady in every scene of my dream last night staring at me like a creep. I love that. It could have been a guide still. Sometimes our guides can be a little creepy, and they stand and hold space.
So I have something happen to me too. And it has come across scary on sometimes, right? And it like triggers a little fear and anxiety, and it's almost scared me away from certain things. But the process of kind of like facing and realizing, like practicing sitting with that person, right? They're usually there for a reason. There's usually something that they're trying to trigger within you, right? Whether it's support, acknowledgement that they're there for you, or kind of like, sometimes it can be stern. Sometimes our spirits do come in. They want to get us to like, see something and face something, admit something. So yeah, take note. How does it feel? Try looking at her, try asking her a question, try initiating a conversation with her. And you might be surprised what you get. I had one that always came in, and I was finally like, who are you? What are you doing here? Are you here for my highest good? And this man disappeared. And then I have a lady that would show up, and I got the exact opposite. It was, I've been waiting for you. Like, they wanted us to like initiate. We got to kind of like open that channel up to communicate sometimes. So sometimes it just takes us asking to open up that channel to communicate for them to be able to then communicate back with us.
And right after that, also, Aaliyah said, I've recently been dreaming of past lives. I think that comes in for us so much. Mine came in a lot as a kid. I remembered the shit out of my past lives. And I was like, I'm crazy. Like, this is crazy. And then I would keep revisiting it, and things would keep happening. And when I got a little older and I started seeing psychics and mediums and different things, they would confirm it for me. And then I'd have different visions or different crazy deja vu moments or other things. I definitely went to my own funeral a couple of times. I've done all kinds of cool stuff. And that's what makes me like really, truly believe in it. And when we calm down, when we're open to receiving, when, things will start coming in. And I believe past lives only get revealed to us in this lifetime if it's for our highest good in this lifetime. And if there's a little nugget, some wisdom, some love, and experience, something that is wanting to be shared from your higher self and your guide to help you in this lifetime, your guides in this lifetime. So, though they can be scary sometimes. I mean, most of the time we didn't have the nicest lives. Like we're bitching about this lifetime, all of us, and how hard this world is, but like we just got cell phones and internet, and our laws, even though they still kind of suck, they are a lot better than they have been. And most of the time we died of disease or famine or execution or witch wounds or all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, we literally, like, if we went on a journey, we couldn't see our family unless we sent a raven. And like, so I always joke around, and I'm always so grateful from our instant gratification, for our ability to connect in this lifetime. And just know, whatever past lives are coming up, even if they end up being a little weird or dark or eerie, they're there to teach you something and to reveal something for you. Andrea said, thank you so much. I think she liked that Empress card. And Sophia said, healers have to go through all that crap so that they can teach us how to come out of it. It's true. Don't you think, Lex? Are you on mute again?
I am. Whoops.
Oh, Aaliyah said, do you ladies speak on life path numbers? I'm a 22. I don't yet. I don't know a ton about that. What about you, Lex?
I like number everything. Like
Okay.
word too much. I love it. And one of the cool things about when you know your like life path number and you know your soul, what is the other one, the soul essence or whatever it is, and you start to see those numbers, those little clues, those little snippets of validation, spirit likes to, use those numbers for us to see again. So, know your number. And a lot of times you might have the number coming to you and not even realize it's your life path number until you do it. And then you're like, oh, so no wonder why I've been seeing this number a lot and this, what it means. There's some really good books out there on it too. And Ursula, if you're still on, I believe there's a way, does it intertwine with astrology too, right? Or it can intertwine. So I love numerology.
Oh, awesome. Well, we'll have to look into that or get a book, and then we can look it up for people too.
Yes. I know. I was just looking to see if I had my book right here. I've got my dream books next to me. And I think my numbers book is downstairs, unfortunately. Because I used to keep that one by my bed because I love it. I do my kids. I do like sometimes when I go to write things out or manifest things, I get conscious about like the numbers because it's powerful. Words, spelling, just spells. It's verbal, spells out there. Same with writing. So you can do some powerful stuff with that. You can use it for manifestation. You can use it in a lot of great ways to help us on this path.
Mm-hmm. Andrea said that makes a lot of sense. I've done this before in other lifetimes, just trying to figure out how that looks. You will, don't you worry. And then Andrea also said, I've been told that I'm a healer in past lives and guides are waiting on me, but still not clear on how that looks, though I have energy healing experience. I always just take everything with a grain of salt, especially when you're told by things by other healers. And I even say that in my own readings. I'm like, hey, take all of this with a grain of salt, see how it all resonates with you, see what feels right or good. And I'm a firm believer too when it comes to spirit. One of the things we learned from Rebecca Campbell is to try to operate from pleasure, not pressure. And when, somebody kind of puts that on you, like, oh yeah, I've been told I'm a healer and that guides are waiting for me, but I still have to get more clear on that. That's about trusting, and it's about just saying, all right, that which I need to know will be revealed to me. And then my other favorite one is I will be healed as I allow the healing to happen through me. So you'll find different ways, different things will come up for you to step into that a little bit. But if you can do yourself a favor and take that pressure off, and then each day just say, my guides communicate with me easily and clearly. I'm well on my way. I get all of my messages. My guides communicate with me easily and clearly. I'm well on my way and I receive all of my messages. My guides communicate with me clearly and easily. I'm well on my way and I receive all of the messages. I am love, I am held, I am on purpose. And when you find that worrying coming up or that block, I remove and release all blocks now from all timelines and dimensions that are blocking me from my highest good at this time. And then if you got to do something, physical, like we like to do our cleanses or a flush or meditations or certain things to help tune up, go for it. But do your best to not put too much pressure on yourself. Sophia said, I love the creepy guide idea. Mine was more a nosy neighbor vibe than scary. I like that.
Sometimes I've noticed too, like that's how, like, if people are, you have prying eyes in your life, will show up in the dream world too.
Yeah. Sophia's also a 22. I got to look it up. I got to know what that means. And then Glenda said, reminds me of the TikTok, Does She See Me? I don't know what that one is. Do you know that, Lex?
I don't, but it sounds hilarious.
You'll have to send it to us, Glenda. I'm curious. Aaliyah also said, yeah, a lot when I was a kid and much more now. Sophia said, Glenda, love. Oh my God, I love that one. Yes, just like that. And then Glenda also said, 22 is one of the master numbers,
Yeah,
right?
it is. It is.
Awesome. Sophia said, yes, it's the master architect. And then Aaliyah said that her daughter is a 33. Elise is here. Hi, Elise. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. And Sophia said she gets to see the number 222 every day. That's a beautiful angel number and confirmation number. I see that one the most after I like take big drinks of water or stretch stuff out or like do a yoga or take a break. I get that one a lot. What about you, Lex?
Oh, I have so many screenshots on my phone because I always, like, I can't believe I just caught it, like, really at this time. So I always screenshot it. And so I'm like getting like 333. I get my birth date. And then sometimes I'll get like repetitive ones. Like one that I had recently was 525. And I had to go to the book that
The angel numbers,
talks about
Crystal has.
Crystal, because I don't have the book yet. I was like, Crystal, what does this number mean? Please. Like, I am seeing it so much. And sure enough, spot on. I forget what it means now, but it was always, I always say, spirit comes in with the messages.
Mm-hmm. Glenda said, I love being present now in Earth School. Yes.
Yeah.
And lifting so many stereotypes that probably had us all on trial in a past life. I also saw March 1st is related to the Salem witch trials. Yeah, it was all around this time.
Yes. I feel like a lot of us light workers that are here now, like our past lives and the way that I've kind of seen how it's so crazy because, our Akashic record is like always going, right? And supposedly things are always unfolding at the same time. But for me, I didn't realize my past lives were like a thing. So I had things that were causing anxieties, and it wasn't until later on in life, until like my 30s, when I was like, oh, so this is past life trauma that I'm carrying into this. And so that was one of those things where then I totally dove into the past life, the hypnosis, the regression. Mandy gave me a fantastic past life reading that was like life changing too. Every time they happen, I feel like they happen at the perfect time, and they just add to that kind of that soul work, that shadow work, that the pieces come when the pieces are needed, and so I think it's such a great thing to utilize and to realize, like, hey, we hold this knowledge within us, and sometimes we don't realize that we have and can access it and utilize it as lessons from past lives to help us in this life. That's what we're supposed to be utilizing it for, right? To help us now, so we can get a different perspective, a bigger perspective, understand deeper, see the bigger picture. And so I feel like a lot of us that feel like we've been burned at the we're one of the witches,
At the stake.
Yeah, at the stake. We're now here because this is a time for us to finally be heard, right? And you think about this is a time for us to break free from the fear of being authentic and true, because it's been how many cycles of repression against women healers, women voices, women in general, have been overpowered. That divine feminine has been overpowered. They want a nice good service feminine, not the divine feminine that thinks for herself and has, that won't, sit and listen. So it's one of those things that's like, we're here to use those paths, right? To fuel us, to, become these beautiful vessels in this light, in this life, and shine our lights. So
I love it. Ursula said, yes, 22 is a master number. And Aaliyah said, I study astronomy as well as astrology. Awesome. Ursula is our astrologist here at Sea Goddess Healing Arts. She's also an aromatherapist. She made maps for the governments forever as a geospatial scientist, I think. And now she does star maps. So you will see her pop around a lot, and we love Urs on our team. Andrea said, I am typing my numerology info out right now. Glynis has your number is great. So there's a nice resource. Sophia said, master number 22, INFJ, blue indigo aura. I love knowing all these things about myself. Oh, that's so fun.
so
And
that stuff, have you done the what is it, the human, what is it called,
human design.
human design? Thank you. Human design. I have the human design app, and that has been every day, just every day. Like, that's my favorite way to start the day right now, is checking in, because it just helps me.
We have so many amazing tools and resources and ways to look at our energy systems and our impacts in our lifetimes right now. And I just think it's so cool how everyone's diving into it more and learning more of these things. Ursula also recommended Andrea, Ask Your Guides by Sonia Choquette is an awesome resource. She's also Rebecca Campbell's teacher. She's incredible. She has some daughters who wrote their own books and stuff, and I really enjoy a lot of her work as well. So I definitely support that. Aaliyah said, we are pretty similar. Andrea said, thank you. Love the affirmations. Andrea Wilcox Courier said 111 and 1111 all the time, as well as doubles. I screenshot too. For me, that's like, yo, girl, you're on your path. Like, good job. High five. Keep going. Amazing. Aaliyah said, I do the same screenshots. I usually get 111, 222, 444, 555. I woke up at 555 today. That was pretty cool. Aaliyah said her birthday is also 1-1 and she was born at 111. That's dope. I'm like a little jealous of that one. That's pretty cool.
She is so amazing.
Oh, I love it. Sophia said, oh, wow. I didn't know about 3-1. No wonder I got curious a few weeks ago researching about the Salem witch or the witch trials. I was wondering, wasn't somebody looking these up or needing to know the names or something? Let me know if that was you, Sophia. I remember someone telling me about that. Sinead, thank you for coming on. I'm going to block you. No, I'm not. I'm going to welcome you. Hey, from UK. Hello, hello. Hopefully I didn't. Hopefully I let Sinead in. Oops. And then let's see. I was going too quick. Okay. And then Glenda said, yes, validation that you tuned in, Sophia. Awesome. And Sophia also said that facial massage you led, Lexi. You had me gagging when I got to my neck. Crazy moment. Remember that?
Yes. It's so funny because today, when I was in my acupuncture, I have no cough right now. No cough whatsoever. No tickle, nothing. There was a point where I literally felt a dislodgement happen in my hand, and it caused me to start coughing. And it was the most weird cough because it literally felt like a clearing out. And I felt so bad because everybody's like laying in there quietly, and I couldn't swallow the cough. I had to cough and let it out and release. And it was so uncomfortable, but it was like this feeling all of a sudden. It got like a little tight. I had to release it. So, I always feel like whenever my body does something like that, I'm like, what's wrong with me? And Spirit's always like, nothing's wrong with you, Lexi. You're releasing stuff. Why do you think every time you get sick or you purge in some way that it means something's bad? A lot of the times it's us releasing the crap that we've been storing for way too long. So now I'm embracing the coughs and the sneezes.
Oh, release it. Actually, Glenda said, Ursula is awesome. It's time for my check-in. And I feel bad. I think, Sinead, hopefully you get back on. I think I accidentally blocked you. I didn't mean to. I was just going through and I hit it. So hopefully you can come back. I was trying to figure out how to unblock it, but I'm not sure. Um, and then the other thing, Glenda, hopefully you don't mind me sharing this, but Glenda's always been intuitive, and we all have our certain synchronicities. And she always felt like she shouldn't like blow her nose and that it didn't feel very natural for her to do that. And ever since Glenda shared that with me, I'm always like extra mindful if I'm blowing my nose or what's happening or if it should be. And I love that because I think there's certain intuitive things we come in with that we just kind of know sometimes. And I think that there's something to that. I haven't quite figured it out all yet, but I think it's pretty dope. And I wanted to give Glenda a shout out because I just think it's really cool. And Aaliyah said, human design rocks. Sophia said she's a manifesting generator. I know I'm like something like similar to that. Sinead, if I said it right, said, hey from UK. And I think I actually blocked you and I'm so sorry. And Andrea said, yes, I've seen her and her daughter live. And yeah, if you guys are watching this and I ever mess up or accidentally like block you, send me a message, let me know, and I will fix it. I've seen her and her daughter live. Who are we talking about?
I think was it the lady in the book, the teacher of.
Oh, Sonia. Cool.
That's who
Very cool. I love that. And Sophia said, it was me. Yep, I got a random urge to look it up. She's talking about the people from the Salem witch trials. And Sophia went on a nice deep dive there. And I'm glad you did. And there's certainly something potent there for you to honor. And Glenda said, yes, it's so weird, but yes, I love that you remember that. And yeah, the blowing the nose thing. I do remember that. And Sophia said, oh my God, Glenda, oh my God, I cannot blow my nose for the life of me. There's something to this. I can. I just think about you now when I do it. And then Andrea was saying something to Sonia. Sonia. Oh, yeah. Sonia's who you saw. Perfect. And then Aaliyah said, this is so much fun, energizing, interacting with like-minded beings. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad you're holding space with us. So, Lex, what do you think? Maybe we should pull a little group reading for the end?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. You want to go ahead and do that?
Sure. I'm pulling a from the. I feel like I'm getting the call to go to Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom by Christiana Northrup, my fairy godmother.
Dr. Northrup. We love her.
I've like adopted so many fairy godmothers and godfathers. I'm like, they're just.
Yeah, they are like when you resonate with a teacher, like they're probably your star family. You probably connect with them. You probably connected them on a frequency that you came in here to learn from them, whether you meet them in person or not. And I always say honor that shit.
Okay. For everything we talked about tonight, look at how I love when this happens, right? When you get the feels, when you pull the card and it's like, yes. Okay. So our collective message, nurturance, self-care, perfection versus imperfection. And let me get to the page. And we were just talking about how we need self-care to fill our buckets up right now. We should all be taking care of that inner and outer self. What happens to your self-care when you mess up or get too busy? What do you tell yourself about your worth when this happens? It's entirely possible to love and care for yourself, even when you feel like a failure. It's a paradox. Just say, I love myself for feeling unlovable. The love that you are will eventually prevail. Our mothers are our original blueprint for nurturance. No one had a perfect mother. We must become our own ideal mother and provide the nourishment we may have missed. I love that. Mandy's always saying about mothering ourselves. She is always saying, I gotta mother myself,
Yeah, we are our parents now. Like, ain't nobody gonna do it for you, but you now.
Yeah. And if anything, I feel like it's so perfect with this season, this time of year. And I'm just gonna pull one of the I want to bring an herb into this because I feel like we have ladies that will then maybe go enjoy an herb or some support.
The herbal deck.
Yes.
And
Ooh.
Andrea did say that card was awesome synchronicity and put her hands up. And then Glenda also said, I literally found that doctor today and she is gonna, and Sophia said, probably some superstition like why we say bless you after sneezing. And so that's fun that that's all going on.
Okay, temperance. So I'm gonna totally butcher the name. Is it Camellia?
Let me see.
Camellia. Camellia.
Yeah, why not? Tomato, who knows? But we'll go with it.
Trust the magic of presence. See the sacred in the simple. Create new magic from what is familiar. An old Japanese teapot painted with blue flowers sits on a bamboo tray. 3 full cups reveal the chartreuse color of the steaming tea near a wooden bowl filled with dried leaves. A vibrant branch of the tea plant camellia drapes across the center. Its leaves are waxy and deep green. The flowers are bright white with a rich yellow center. Focus on the present moment brings balance to opposing forces. Give every task before you the gift of your full attention. Stillness reveals the middle way. The tea ceremony is an act of mindfulness. The tea plant is rich in antioxidants and strengthens the heart. Preparing a pot of tea with intention cultivates harmony and promotes well-being. The ritual becomes the holy alchemy that affects change. There is magic in the mundane. Ordinary tea bags stop minor bleeding, soothe sunburns, and reduce eye inflammation. Camellia is the oldest, most widely used botanical in history. Let ancient practices inspire fresh ideas. Crafting with temperance. Display a single camellia bud in a small vase. Carefully observe it and discover a new detail each day. Or create a simple ceremony for peace around your daily cup of tea. Or learn to make kombucha, experiment with unique flavors, and share with friends. I love this much because you need to fill your cup up so you can pour from an empty cup. So, and it's all about like that self-care is bringing our awareness to and creating a ritual to fill our cup up. And tea, you can speak to your tea, talk into it your positive affirmations, intentions that you want to receive, and fill yourself with that warmth, with that love, and give yourself that love. Pour into yourself right now is really the message I'm feeling. Pour into yourself with self-love and self-care. So I hope you have a nice cup of tea and make it into a really nice ritual for yourself, whether it's in the bathtub, whether it's sitting looking outside, or just sitting with yourself somewhere where you feel safe and cozy and just drink in the love.
I love that. Love that. Aaliyah said, yes, I learned that in herbal school. This is great. Oh, I love that. And then Glenda was giggling and she said, sorry, I got excited when I say shut up. It's like the Princess Diaries version. It's excitement for me. I love that. Shut up. And Jesse said, same here. And we had a lot of hearts from Aaliyah. Glenda said, I'm the one that has to wait for the invite, and I can't remember the name of it. Projector, right?
Like, you and I have to wait for the invite. I am right there with you, and it's the hardest. For me, it felt like the hardest thing, and now I'm like, there was no invite. I can't do it. Sorry. Yep. I'm learning.
Aw, Glenda said, loved this tonight. I needed this. Emily said, thank you for this reminder to return to my tea at night. Yes. Andrea said, thank you, ladies. You've brightened my evening. Aaliyah said, thanks, ladies, for such a beautiful interaction. Andrea said, love you, ladies. So appreciative. Ursula sent hearts. Glenda said, yes, so hard. Oh, we just love you all. We're so grateful. Thank you for popping on to our first Thursday night live. This went well. We're going to be doing this more. Lexi and I have unschooled. Well, actually, it's kind of our schedule is going to be Spirit Speaks with Crystal on Tuesdays now at 6:00. Lexi and I are going to go live for Unschooled at 1:00 on Wednesday. And then on Thursday nights, we're going to be doing this. And we've got more online soul circles and classes. Self-Love and Care 101 is coming up. Emily said she loves us both. Oh, we love you. And I'm feeling like I still have the rose card. I'm feeling called to pull us all a rose for the end of the night to end on. if you made it this far, I always at the end of my lives give my 50% off coupon code. So if you want to hold some soul space and check out our website, seagoddesshealingarts.com, if you go to any of my services and type in Mandy Live, you'll get 50% off. So like, thank you all for being here and hanging out and holding the space. And Lexi is on our website too. What are some things you offer there, Lex?
Yeah, I just offer sacred space holding. So meeting you wherever you need to be met, whether it's for some oracle readings, for some just, soul support. And I have a wide toolbox of, great tools that we can use, everything from lymphatic drainage, hypnosis, to mediumship, to dowsing, to herbal, to I love doing custom blends for women too, because it's like so many times we need to replenish our body, right? We just need to have that right custom blend to really pour back into ourselves. And something as simple as just starting with a custom tea can be potent in our awakening. So I just like to hold sacred space, and I too have a coupon code to share tonight, and it's Lexi15, so you can come on over and book a session with me too if you feel called.
Yes, Ursula, good reminder. What else do we have coming up?
Oh, and Goddesses Recovery, yes. Thank you, Ursula. And every other Sunday, this Sunday at 3:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a wonderful Goddesses in Recovery support group. So for our goddesses supporting recovery, in recovery with somebody in recovery, a place to come together and change the narrative, come together as a sisterhood.
Oh, Lexi froze, or I froze, somebody. But yes, Goddesses in Recovery is an incredible space where if you're in recovery, if you support someone in recovery, if you've been infected by addiction in your life, it's a beautiful and safe space to come, and Lexi facilitates it. And it's magical so far.
Thank you. Since my internet just went, I don't know, is that on my end?
Yeah, a little bit. We were high vibing. Who knows? Whatever. I just say thank you for coming back. Thank you, Pleiadians. Okay. Thank you all so much for hanging on and being here. Oh, love you too, Jessie May. Sophia said great night. So I'm going to end on a goddess card, and I'm going to read from the book too. Goddesses, what do we need to know most tonight at the end of this beautiful live reading? Come to me. Let's see. It's always fun to read at the end. Come to me. Attracting like a rose. Receive abundance desires. Have you ever noticed how in summer, when the roses are at their fullest and their scent is hanging in the air, bees and other pollinators suddenly appear? Pollination happens when pollen from one plant mixes with pollen from another, or is transferred from the stigma of one flower to the stigma of another. Roses don't go running all over the planet, reaching and grabbing. Rather, they rely on the bees to come to them. The rose is never reaching for the bee. It's never grasping or overstretching. It embraces what it is fully and allows life to come to it. It receives it fully. It doesn't open and it doesn't close according to who walks by. It opens and closes and blooms regardless. This card is about receiving abundance, rose style. It's an invitation to receive the sweetness in your life, to embrace the magnificence of who you are, and to always open yourself up to the possibility of receiving what you yearn for deeply. To be clear on what you desire, to trust to trust that what's meant for you wants to come for you too. To state your desires out loud and let your yearnings be known. To ask for what you desire. Don't reach or grasp. Don't strive, control, or manipulate. That will leave you exhausted, parched, and brittle. This card delivers the message that true, sustainable abundance is coming. Connect with your sensual true nature. Be unashamed of what you desire, and when it comes, relish in each minute. Soul inquiry. What do you desire? What are you ready to open yourself up to receive? And how can you attract like a flower?
Mm.
Ooh, juicy for all of us.
Oh,
I love that. Love that. Love that. Sophia said, love that card. I'm growing a pollinator garden because I love the bees. Leah said, wow. Yes. Another perfect card, said Andrea. And yes, thank you, said Emily. That was perfect for me, too. Oof. Come to me. According to, we are all attractors. We are all magical roses. And it's important to step into that energy.
it's so true. It is. And that's where, we need to lead from. Like, we already have it, right? Like, we already have it. Dr. Dispenza. Just smell it, feel it, see it, and you'll have
Dispense that shit. All
it.
right. Love you all. Thank you so much again for being here. We're so grateful and we will be back. So we look forward to seeing you more and more and more. Sending all the love. Have a beautiful weekend. Thank you, Lex. Take
Thank
care. Bye.
Bye.